Got the big breaking news for you. Trump not going to debate again. This being reported by CNBC, among others at this point. Trump has just said, look, he doesn't want to do it. He gets into some specifics here on Truth Social. He put out there this: when a prize fighter loses a fight, the first words out of his mouth are, I want a rematch. Polls clearly show that I won the debate against Comrade Kamala Harris, the Democrats' radical left candidate, on Tuesday night, and she immediately called for a second debate. She and Crooked Joe have destroyed our country, with millions of criminals and mentally deranged people pouring into the USA, totally unchecked and unvetted, and with inflation bankrupting our middle class. Everyone knows this, and all the other problems caused by Kamala and Joe. It was discussed in great detail during the first debate with Joe and the second debate with Comrade Harris. She was a no-show at the Fox debate. She refused to do NBC and CBS. Kamala should focus on what she should have done during the last almost 4 years. There will be no third debate. Trump saying no. And I actually think this is the right move. I agree with this. I don't think there's anything to be learned at this point from another debate, because here's the problem, my friends. Kamala is just going to give you the scripted lines. She's just going to give you the memorized and rehearsed nonsense, really, because it has nothing to do with what her actual time as vice president has been. It has nothing to do with what she has stood for in the past as a politician. So why go through the motions and give her the attention from all the media of, oh, look, she's doing better than we thought, or whatever it may be. Now, look, ABC did a horrible job with the moderators. We all know this. It wasn't Trump's best debate. He was fine. The polls show this, too. He was fine. He did a fine job. I think he showed up. He did the Trump stuff. But overall, he's leading right now. So why give Kamala Harris the opportunity to try some ambush again and make up ground? Also, if she's not willing to debate on Fox News, then screw it. Obviously she can only debate with rigged referees in her corner, and I think people have had enough of that. I think we've seen what that leads to. I think there's an understanding of what a joke that is now. And like I've said all along, you can't box her in, because she won't answer questions. She doesn't respond to questions. It's like a robot that has a program. It's like, I come from a middle-class family, and I'm going to do good things for the middle class, and I go for women's reproductive rights. And you could ask her, it doesn't matter what you ask her. You say, Kamala, what'd you have for breakfast this morning? And I come from the middle class, and I'm going to do things for the middle class, and I'm going to do women's rights. I mean, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter what Trump says to her. It doesn't matter what the moderators say. So why waste the time? There's honestly no upside. There's no reason, I think, to give her the attention that would come from this debate, and also the chance to catch up with Trump. Trump's winning. That's the truth. Trump is winning this election right now. And he's already had to go. The whole thing is preposterous. They changed the candidate after a debate. The Democrats are just, it's just all so full of schemes and nonsense. So anyway, I think Trump is making the right move. I don't think he should debate again. I think he did his debate, and now it should just be take the message to the people. Get out there on the campaign trail. Here's one thing, and people have been saying this on Twitter, on X. Trump should have a town hall in Springfield, Ohio. Totally agree with this idea. Like this idea. Trump should let the people of Springfield, Ohio, speak on air directly to the rest of the American people. And we'll see if the anchors at ABC News getting paid millions of dollars to make sure their Botox is perfect and they're reading off the teleprompter. We'll see if the truth is more in line with where Trump has been on this, or with what the elitist anchors of ABC and other places have been putting forward. So anyway, Trump's out of that debate. Kamala Harris, I got to play this soundbite for you in a second. She gave a speech and telling everybody about how there are GOP people supporting her. We'll get to this in a second. Because I want to point something out about this. How do you safely protect your family from rising crime and uncertainty that's just all over the place these days? The right products from Sabre will help. Start with their collection of pepper spray launchers. Sabre is the #1 made in the USA pepper spray brand trusted by law enforcement and families across America. First product I want you to check out, Sabre Pepper Projectile Launcher. It's a less lethal, fast-loading, no-recoil solution delivering powerful stopping power up to 175 feet. The real advantage, even if you miss, it creates a 6-foot pepper cloud, causing intense sensory irritation, which can overwhelm anyone in its path. Gives you and your family the opportunity to protect yourself with a non-lethal option. Sabre also provides essential home security items like door and window alarms. Protect yourself and your family with Sabre's full range of defense sprays, home security tools, all of it. Go check it out. SaberRadio.com, S-A-B-R-E, SaberRadio.com, or call 844-824-SAFE. That's 844-824-SAFE. All right, here's what Kamala said.
Over 200 people who worked for President George H.W. Bush, President George W. Bush, John McCain, and Mitt Romney have endorsed me for president. Former Vice President Dick Cheney and Congresswoman Liz Cheney are supporting me as well.
And this is amazing to me, right? Because you have Kamala Harris talking about how she has people from the GOP coming forward. Yeah, they're called Democrats. You know, there are people that switch parties. That's a thing that happens. And what I think is funny about this, too, is for a lot of people, the fact that the old swampy GOP is still so opposed to Trump is something very much in Trump's favor, more opposed to him than ever. He's supposed to be a weapon against the system. Trump, from the very beginning, was the sledgehammer to be used against the self-licking ice cream cone of the D.C. apparatus. And, you know, sledgehammers are not scalpels. I mean, you know, it's not always a perfect situation, but the point is he's in there to shake things up and to make the political class on both sides of the aisle less comfortable with the old way of doing business. So coming forward, as Kamala Harris has done, and saying, oh, well, you know, all these GOP people, and also Kamala Harris pretending to be a moderate. First on the GOP people, if you're voting for Kamala Harris, you're a Democrat. Okay? You're not a conservative making the conservative case for Kamala Harris. No, if you vote for Kamala Harris or you're supporting Kamala Harris, you're a Democrat, which, you know, people are allowed to do, but that is just a very basic foundational understanding we all need to have. There's no like, I'm a Republican, but I'm supporting Harris. Then you're a Democrat. You can maybe go back to Republican in the next cycle, or, you know, you can try to, you know, switch over again, but you are, for all intents and purposes, a Democrat. So I don't need to hear this like, oh, the former GOP people. Yeah, whatever. Or rather, GOP people supporting Harris. But also the notion of Kamala Harris as a moderate is absolutely nuts. Absolutely nuts. She is a far left radical. She is not just a California progressive. She is a San Francisco Bay Area progressive. She's as left wing as it gets and always has been. And now she's, you know, well, I'm going to be a very moderate. I got to work. You know, I can't do a Kamala Harris impression, but, you know, just kind of this nonsense. Oh, I'm going to be a moderate politician. You're like, wait, what? You're going to be a moderate politician? You're a moderate president? There's nothing moderate about Kamala Harris. It's absurd. It's absurd. And yet here we are. Here we are being told that, you know, this change has happened in the last 5 or 6 weeks. Well, last 2 months, whatever it is. Man, is it just so, it's so dishonest. It's so condescending. The entire premise of the Harris campaign is that people are too stupid to figure out what's going on, or they're just Democrats who will vote for any Democrat, right? The 47 or 48% of America that's going to vote Democrat, period, full stop, doesn't matter. Obviously, they're in, and they all know the game. But then it's the 2 or 3% in the middle. Trump is trying to win them over by saying, I'll bring you a better economy. I'll make things better for you and your family. I'll make things safer. I'll improve things at the border. And, you know, you can agree or disagree with that, but Kamala's whole thing is, I'm lying to you. I'm lying to you about who I am and what I want to do. And if that works, I just think it speaks very poorly for America. You know, I just think that speaks very poorly for the future of I really mean this for the future of the country. If Kamala Harris can win, what does that say about about how this country's doing? She is a true disaster. Anyway, also Biden had a good moment. I want to share Biden with. He's like, oh, not a joke, not a joke. We'll get into it. If you had $1 million in 2009, it would be worth less than $700,000 today if left in the bank. That's what inflation does. Inflation is out of control government spending, which is not going to stop anytime soon. For thousands of years, though, there's been an answer to inflation for people: gold. Gold has withstood war, famine, and economic downturns. It has been a stalwart hedge against inflation and hyperinflation. For over 20 years, the Birch Gold Group has helped concerned Americans convert an existing IRA or 401k into a tax-sheltered IRA in physical gold. The best part, doesn't cost you a penny out of pocket. A-plus rating from the Better Business Bureau. You've got to check out Birch Gold. They are the people who are going to be able to get you into the gold that you need, into the gold and silver. Text Buck to 989898. That's BUCK, Buck, to 989898. You can also get your IRA or a tax-sheltered IRA or 401k done with gold. You can transfer money, and so you have a gold, gold IRA, gold 401k. It's really cool. So go check that out. All right, here's Biden.
Come on.
I ain't going that far.
Yeah, you said you were doing a selfie. There he goes.
All right. He put on a MAGA hat. Clay and I talked about this on radio, and we agreed with it. I just want to reiterate this. I think Joe Biden, look, he doesn't have that much time left. I don't say that in a mean way, by the way. When we get to the things about like existential and people with their families and people's health, I wish the best for everybody. I want long life and people to have, happiness with their families. And I want Joe Biden to spend time with his grandkids and everything. I know people, I hate Joe Biden. I mean, yeah, he's horrible politically and done a lot of damage to the country, but, basic human connectivity and understanding here is, I want the guy to have a long life and spend some time with his grandkids. That all said, he doesn't have that much time. And I think he doesn't really care what the Democrat machine thinks about him that much anymore, or at least right now. I think he thinks more in terms of what the legacy will be. And he absolutely believes that he had a better shot of beating Donald Trump than Kamala Harris. Absolutely believes that. And I don't think that's crazy, even after the debate disaster. We'll see how it shakes out in this election. But Joe Biden wants Kamala to lose. We said it on radio. It's totally true. Joe Biden wants Kamala Harris to lose. He'll never say it publicly, obviously, but he wants her to lose this election because that means that he'll go out in his mind and the minds of a lot of people saying, should have let me finish it out. I beat Trump once. I could have beaten him again. That'll be the narrative from him. You know it. Kamala Harris loses. Just saying. Thanks for hanging with me today, team. As always, great to talk to you. Shields high.